So we are in Quixote already, and now we can import our OBJ to the scene. So we go to File, Import, we select our building, we open it, and now we have these Quixote import options. And we have to make sure when you import the model that you group by materials the geometry. So we click Import. Here you can see the geometry with all the materials we have applied previously in Modo. Quixote is a very easy to use render program. You just have to drag and drop the material to the geometry and adjust the material properties and light, looking for a nice material combination in the model. And the way to do that is going to the materials tab, and here you can see all the materials that are in the scene. If you double click on one of them, you can change the properties. You can add textures or labels, but you can also go to the materials library and you can drag and drop materials to the geometry. You can also play with environment. Quixote uses HDR images to illuminate. You can change the properties of the HDR here, the brightness, the contrast, the rotation. You also have an environment library, so you can select another image. So you can see as soon as I load this new HDR, all the light of the environment is changing, and I can keep modifying the settings of the HDR. Here as the background, we have right now the lighting environment, but we can change it to color, or we can change it to a backplate image. What I've done to create this sci-fi environment is to generate a background in Photoshop that I will use as a backplate image in Quixote. And what I do is to blend this model with the background image, applying materials and light to it. And to show you that, I'm going to open a file where I have the building with the correct materials and the backplate image. Here is the model with the adjusted materials and light, and I'm using this environment to illuminate the scene. And what I do next is to adjust the position of the geometry in relation to the background, always having in mind the sketch I've done before. I can also modify some camera options just in case I have, for example, a different perspective in the scene. Can change these values here. So when I'm happy with the position of the building, I go to the render properties and I adjust these options. We have output options. You can change here the format of the final render. I always include the alpha transparency. The resolution is going to be the resolution of the image, background image that I did in Photoshop. You have here the quality options to improve the quality of the render. And then you, when you're happy with the options, you render the image. And after that, I do that with all the buildings I have modeled, importing them into the same scene here in Quixote. And then I compose all the images with transparency in Photoshop.